Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another StarCraft 2 replay. Let's go ahead and get into this. What's my name? I'm Phobos, sorry. I'm here with Bronze League Gaming, giving you another replay here of StarCraft 2. Here in the bottom left corner, we have NYxMB as the red Protoss on the bottom left corner of Chikira's Plateau. I'm not sure if that is a acronym for something, or just a random assortment of letters, but good to have you with us. Pleased for being on the show. We have the submitter of this replay, Mr. KymHyunJun, as the blue Terran in the top right corner. Thank you for the replay submission. We appreciate it very much. Have that first supply depot coming down at the front wall, as well as a pylon at just about the same time coming down over here. Do have an interesting placement for that pylon, though. It's not taking the front of the expansion for any kind of early game defense or anything. It is actually a ways away from the top of the ramp as well, so it's going to be hard to hold that, which isn't really necessary against Terran, considering how all their units are ranged, but still, I don't know if I agree with that. Do have the warp gate on the way down, a little bit ahead of that barracks, though. Do have the scout moving out. Now, I'm assuming he's checking for proxies, since you cannot scout or spawn in cross positions on this map. You can spawn kitty corner like this, or lengthwise across, but not vertically. So I assume he is only checking for proxies right there. KymHyunJun goes ahead and scouts that top position first, finding him not there, knows that he is down here, so he's off to find out what sort of shenanigans are up. Do have that refinery down before the orbital command, surprisingly enough. Could be because that barracks isn't done yet, that would make sense. And there goes the orbital command. Do have that probe on the way in. SCV is blocking, but the probe manages to sneak by. Didn't do a very good job there. A little bit of an action there. SCV goes all out on that probe, and the probe decides to run away, which actually gives the Marine enough time to pop it. Is he going to be able to kill it? I don't think so. Manages to sneak away with just 5 health. Alright, sorry. Doing a little bit of a quality check with the stream. We are doing this live. If you'd like to catch my next stream, we have an SCV hiding here in the corner. Nifty little trick right there. First Stalker, in fact, is out on the way out before even a Zealot. If you'd like to catch this live, follow me. I'm Phobos172. Follow that on Twitter, and I will be posting whenever I'm about to stream. So it won't always be StarCraft, but I'm going to try and start doing just about all my replays live. There we have the sound, and gets toasted before he's able to find much of anything. Second gateway looks like he's up. We got 2 more barracks going down here at the front. Looks like KymHyunJun is gearing to take a natural expansion. Concussive shell is already on the way out. Did see that stalker with that SCV that got just totally demolished right there. Third gateway on the way out there. This is shaping up to be a pretty formidable 3-gate. I imagine it might actually become a 4-gate here pretty quickly. There's no plans, it looks like, to take an expansion anytime soon. There is that 4th gateway, so we are going to see a 4-gate. That stalker was able to poke in here, see what was going on, and pull back before there was any damage done to the hull. He did lose his shields, but those regenerate. And we may see an expansion from KymHyunJun here soon. Another tech lab on that back barracks. Looks like we're gearing up for some serious Marauder play here. Marine is a little low, but does have quite a formidable amount of Marines here at this wall. And we actually do see a expansion coming down for NYxMB. Very surprising. Kind of really forced. That gateway was canceled. Looks like it was changed from a 4-gate to a 3-gate robo, which kind of does gear itself for some longer term gameplay. This needs to be finished quickly, though. This is turning this is going to be pretty aggressive really quickly. We do have 3 barracks on the way up, 2 of them with tech labs already. Combat shield is nearly done. Only about 30 more seconds for that to be finished. Expansion is on the way out about the same time. Now, I believe that this will be done first, but at this rate, it really won't make much of a difference, especially with that mule ability that KymHyunJun has at his disposal. Marine guarding the watchtower here, just going to grab some early scouting information, but it looks like the stalker may go ahead and push him out of that area pretty quickly. This Marine's got to be careful, but I think he's already toast. Yep, there he goes. And that stalker is quite a bit faster than that Marine, so that Marine has got to be hating life right about now. Bunker is finished. No hole there, as you can obviously see him check for. Is morphing his natural expansion into a command or orbital command, and stalker takes the bottom Zelnaga watchtower. Do have the support base, so we went 3-gate Colossus tech here. I'm interested to see if he's going to continue to kind of go for a more tech-heavy build or switch into mass zealots, because all Protoss units are amazingly durable. Now, Marauders do extraordinary amounts of damage against stalkers and Colossus, but that fact given, all Protoss units are surprisingly durable. You have an SCV actually may meet its end prematurely here. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. Sorry about that, SCV. Looks like the watchtower remains in control of NYxMB. Do have the stalker going to go ahead and grab the top control tower. Observer on the way out now. That's going to grab actually quite a bit of scouting information. I don't know if we have an engineering bay for KymHyunJun yet. That means none of these Marines are going to be rolling any kind of upgrades besides their combat shields, and even now he's only about 2/3 of the way done with Stimpaks. He's got to wait a whole another minute before that finishes, which we are seeing quite a sizable push come out from KymHyunJun. He's going to end this stalker pretty easily actually, but it decides to pull out quite a few zealots and stalkers here for defense for NYxMB, and the longer KymHyunJun stays back, the longer NYxMB is going to have to build up. We do have the first Colossus on the way out. Looks like the extended thermal lance has been finished. Do see that they have a range of 9, which is quite intimidating. Makes these Marines almost cannon fodder. They're going to fall pretty quickly to such a potent attack from these Colossus. Marines don't do well at all against them, but you don't need me to tell you that. Couple more sentries warping in, surprisingly. I thought we would have chosen something a little more durable. Sentry and a couple of zealots. Observer is right in the right place to see everything, but KymHyunJun drops a scan right on the center of NYxMB's forces here, and does know exactly what's up. I don't know if that was big enough to scout that Colossus or not, but either way, he's going to have a fair idea of what he's going to go up against here. On the other hand, NYxMB, man, that's a mouthful, is going to have a clear idea of just how much KymHyunJun is going to be throwing at him. Looks like we do have that engineering bay up finally. Got to be somewhere here. There it is. As we are starting a level 1 upgrade. Do have a Viking on the way out, and the only reason he'd be getting a Viking at this point instead of Medivacs is that he is aware that Colossi are on the field. Let's see if this engagement hits before that upgrade finishes. I doubt it, but it may just come into play here. The stalkers do lead, gets picked off pretty quickly. Major engagement now. We do see a lot of forces getting melted here at the bottom. These zealots are soaking up a lot of damage. You see an excellent spread by KymHyunJun, though. May actually force... there goes the sentry's got another wall off, though. Does lose a Colossus and might actually lose this other one if they continue to chase. Their stim expires, though, and these forces are looking pretty weak. Does manage to hit that a couple times from the Viking, But we have another Colossi and a few more Stalkers on the way out, and it doesn't look like he's ready to commit the rest of these forces to that engagement. Wisely decides to pull back. I agree with that. He would have been completely defenseless. He may have been able to break through, but he would not have had any kind of fighting force with which to deal any kind of damage. And in the meantime, those medevacs are going to do a good job of returning the forces that survived into full health. Looks like we have some Vikings that are going to go on patrol here, see if they can snipe a lone Colossus, but they are intercepted by some Stalkers here in the middle, in between those two bases. We have a floating factory here in the middle. Haven't done a whole lot since it was constructed, which is kind of a shame. Looks like we may have a third being started. Second expansion for KymHyunJun at a really rather open position. It's very close to his natural end main, which means it will be easier to defend. It's only a short difference from distance from most of his production buildings, but he's got a lot of areas and a lot of paths to defend if this comes under fire, which is why a lot of people choose to expand here for their third and fourth expansions. Looks like we have another engagement. A couple of units got elevated in. Not enough to do a whole lot of real damage, though they did buy time to get those Stalkers away from the ramp, which is regrettable. Should not have pushed down there. Did snipe 2 Colossus now. Third one is nearly down. These Vikings may need to push forward and snipe that one. There will be a huge blow, but it looks like they go ahead and snipe it. They are just about toast, though. To have one heavily wounded, there goes the Viking. Heavily wounded Marauder and a Marine left for KymHyunJun, but he has a constant stream of units coming in off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 racks now. This observer in the middle still grabbing all the scouting information that NYxMB really needs. He knows exactly what his opponent is throwing at him. Do have a pretty badly beat up sentry there. He's got to get more Colossi out in the field really quickly because KymHyunJun is balling up his forces amazingly quickly. Do have this third expansion down, but KymHyunJun's is already up, and we do see the SCV transfer, almost an oversaturation already, and the third base is turning into a planetary fortress, which will help quite a bit with some of that static defense. Looks like we may see another push from KymHyunJun here in the middle. Is kind of pushing towards the middle, towards his base. I don't know if that's to grab some more scouting information or whatnot, but it looks like we may see an expo snipe here. There is no defense here. If you can manage to shut down that pylon before anything warps in, this base is going to be completely defenseless. He's going to force a confrontation here on the low ground, which is not where NYxMB wants to be. The excellent force field gets quite a few of his opponent's units on the retreat stuck against those walls. SCV, or the Sea Zealots, are doing an awful lot of damage, just taking all kinds of punishment. A lot of forces up here got chewed out. The Expo was shut down, though, so he's got to completely restart that. A lot of forces here to back that up, though, and it looks like NYxMB is going to be forced to retreat. I'm not sure if KymHyunJun is aware that this Expo has been restarted or not. This observer still grabbing a ton of scouting information, but I don't think NYxMB is aware that KymHyunJun is on 3 bases at this point. It looks like we're going to see another confrontation, mostly Stalker, which is actually not what he needs at this point. He needs more Zealots to deal with the Marauder's concussive shell. Not to do damage, but just to take damage, to tank for the rest of these units so that they can do the DPS that the army needs. We do see a retreat and a re-engagement. Not enough sentries to really do anything with the force fields, and all these Stalkers and Zealots are falling down really quickly. Almost has one of them sniped. May lose this one, but the other one looks like it's going to get away with 39 health. 1 Stalker left, 1 sentry. And there goes the last of that forces. Only a handful of units, mostly medevacs, left for KymHyunJun. Looks like NYxMB is going to take a tech switch and come out with some psionic storm, which against this infantry heavy army will be quite deadly. If he can manage to bring those psionic storms to bear quickly, and if his opponent keeps his units bunched up, those psionic storms are going to be very potent indeed. Do have some vehicle weapons and some ghosts on the way out. Looks like we may see some EMPs as well as snipes for KymHyunJun here, which is going to make the psionic storm that much more difficult to handle. Do have some probes on the way out. Looks like we have another group going in for an expo strike here. It's got to deal with these cannons first of all, though. If he can manage to shut this pylon down, that cannon will be toast. I do believe that one will still be up, though. Or, yes, there it goes. And we do see him get surrounded here. They got finished off pretty quickly. 3 Colossus on the field already. One of them pretty badly damaged, though. I would say he needs to spend a little bit more on a couple more gateways. These need to be warp gates. Needs to get those transferred pretty quickly. Do have a drop coming in here. Going to go ahead and snipe a couple of these down really quickly. Do have some forces warping in, though, and everything pulled out of the center back to the base, so this is going to get ended pretty quick. Going to go for the mineral line, do a little bit of damage, but really not enough to... All it did was pull his forces back into his base. We do have this lone pylon, forward pylon, going to create some a forward position for NYxMB, but there's nothing there. It will be hard to defend. There we have a stalker, and here we have the reinforcements there at that pylon. Looks like they're immediately going to get pushed back, though. We do have a major confrontation. EMP goes down. No storms yet. Another EMP goes down. A lot of units getting chewed out through these Marauders. Not enough infantry here to deal with all those stalkers in the middle here. We do have some reinforcements streaming in. That ghost gets absolutely worked. Another ghost goes down. Very expensive losses. These Colossi are still up, though. These Vikings are continuing to do damage. These stalkers are at the end of their strength. You have some sentries in here. Not the right unit to deal damage. And there goes the 3 Colossi in the middle. Not a lot left except for these stalkers, which don't have the forces necessary to stop these. And it looks like we're just going to see an elevator pass the ramp. Not going to give these guys enough time to breathe. There goes one Zealot. You have a High Templar out. An Archon morphing already. He needs to take this down. That's going to do a lot of damage if that finishes warping in. And there it goes. Not enough. Not enough time for NYxMB to pull defenses back together. Too many stalkers in that lead push. We do have sentries in that reinforcement wave that went in. More stalkers being warped in the back, but this expo may be gone. One more hit, there it goes. That's going to be very detrimental to NYxMB. He still has this third one up, but now his first natural is gone and his main is just about spent. Do have another confrontation here at the front. NYxMB overextended himself in that confrontation. It looks like KymHyunJun is going to go for the kill and just end this expansion at the same time. He's going to go ahead and try and defend this, but there's not enough forces there to defend this properly. That range from the low ground may actually come in quite a bit of handy, though. There are no Vikings left in this mix. The probes go on the offensive. He needs to worry about this expo, though. There goes the expansion. Probes are still alive, but they're going to have to do some really long-distance mining. And NYxMB calls good game with the destruction of that Nexus. Anyway, this has been Phobos. Saw another large force moving in across the map. That would have been pretty detrimental at the same time. Some units doesn't look like they're elevated in, just flying over. Do have another expansion, another planetary fortress even for KymHyunJun. Already this mineral line is way oversaturated. He's doing pretty good on keeping his expansions up to date. He needed to crank them out just a little bit faster, though. But other than that, he did very good with that Marine Marauder Medevac composition against the Sentry Stalker Colossi composition of his opponent. Even we saw only, I think, two High Templar in that entire match, and those didn't do well. They didn't have enough time for Storm and didn't have enough time to morph into an Archon. So pretty much a lot of money went into that tech path and didn't see any result from it. Anyway, this is Phobos with Bronze League Gaming. Once again, we're casting this live. If you missed it live, you can catch it on YouTube at Bronze League Gaming. Live, if you want to catch it live, I'll be letting people know whenever I'm about to go online by tweeting when I'm about to go online. You can follow my Twitter at Phobos172. Other than that, I think that's it. Oh, yes, if you have a game or comment or review that you'd like to submit, I'm happy to talk about anything that we do here at Bronze League Gaming, which is gaming, so that's cool. Anyway, if you have anything like that you'd like us to look at, submit it to bronzeleagueperspective@hotmail.com. Once again, that's bronzeleagueperspective@hotmail.com. And I am Phobos.